What's up, everybody? It is the Best Spot Kid Smooth, and I am back with another video. Today I'm reviewing Aerial Knights Never Yield, and I'm reviewing it for the Xbox Series X. Yes, so I've been following this game for a little bit. Shout out to the Iron Lords podcast, who was able to do an interview with the creator of Aerial Knights Never Yield. It was on a Sunday that they had this interview. They premiered like a gameplay trailer of the game. I remember the trailer having this like dope beat playing in the background, and seeing the gameplay. I was like, wow, this looks type interesting. And the guy, I think his name is Neil Jones, Aerial Knight, very energetic, very hyped to be ready to be prepared to release the game, and his game is finally here. I got early access to it, and I must say, I'm impressed, and I can't wait to tell you guys my thoughts. So let's get a kind of a breakdown of what this game is. So, Aerial Knights Never Yield, it is a 3D a 3D side scroller that plays much like a classic endless runner. You know, like games like Temple Run, etc. The game has an interesting story, I must say. It keeps players always in motion. You run, you jump, you slide, you dash. You do different things to avoid different obstacles, and you can come up with different combinations. And you do things to avoid different challenges that await you. Aerial Knights Never Yield is built for players who love speedrun games, while also a game that casual players can really just pick up at any point. So the game isn't too punishing, and the game isn't too niche, whatever. It's, you know how we're like, if you say, oh, this is a speedrunner game, it might put people off because some people just want to play. I feel like the game hit this balance, this perfect balance, to present a challenge for players who want to speedrun games and pretty much master the game's offerings of how fast they can get through a level, how quick their quick time memory is, their muscle memory is, but it's also in its default mode accessible for anyone to pick up and play, whether it's a 5-year-old, a mom, or it's anybody just wanting to pick up a game and just play through. It has this addicting gameplay loop that's very like welcoming. So yes, it's somewhat on rails, but there's enough going on that keeps the player in control, and you have to pay attention because there's it's not like you have to pay attention. There's a timer always going on, and this game is all about getting through from to the end of the stage in a matter of time. So dying obviously is going to be detrimental, and crashing is going to be detrimental. Not using your sprint is detrimental. So you want to do things in this game to really like kind of keep you head on heels and active. And as the game goes on, as the stages progress, the stages do get relatively tougher, but it's a welcoming game. You will get through the game within one playthrough, within an hour, so you can you can beat the game. However, the game is not about whether you beating the game. The game is more so of playing until you pretty much master it, or playing until you beat all your original scores. The game comes equipped with 3 difficulty levels, and some of those, like I said, the default mode is fairly accessible, whereas the other difficulty settings are the ones that present real challenges that are less friendly but extremely fun to try, especially if you want to tackle that platinum trophy or that 100% completion on Xbox. So in terms of gameplay, great gameplay loop, pretty decent game. I love it. The art style, great art style for what it is. Reminds me of Saturday morning cartoons. The game takes place in like the Detroit setting. One of the most appreciated thing about this game, other than its addicting gameplay loop and its visual choice, it is the one hell of a soundtrack. One hell of a soundtrack. This is probably one of the best soundtracks I've had experience with in a video game. And the way that the soundtrack ties into the gameplay is not many games where the sound, usually it's those rhythm games or music-based games where obviously the music is a major part of the gameplay. This is not a music game, but the gameplay and the music ties in so well to the point they impact each other. So when you're playing through each level, there's a different, instrumental that's playing. And these instrumentals are inspired differently. You got some 1992 hip hop vibe beat, something like Big Daddy Kane would go rap into some Rakim, maybe even Nas style beats. You got these jazz, blues type blends that are in there, and they sound so good. And the way that the stage progresses is that the instrumental is playing. The more you progress through the level, the beat builds, and if you crash or you die, you mess up the beat. It's like a DJ scratching a turntable or a kid slapping a CD player in the middle of the disc spinning, and it just skips and it just messes up the sound. So some people will find themselves playing to beat time or get through the stage as possible, and some people will try to play to perfection to keep the beat just going, because that's how great the soundtrack is. Wonderful soundtrack. It brings me back in time. It's literally early 90s. I feel like Big Daddy Kane, Rakim, just old school Def Jam type instrumentals, and then there's some jazz, there's some blues. Just take a listen to some of the instrumentals you would come across. I feel like the soundtrack is so good in the game, I actually had to use it as the backdrop to this review. I'm sorry. This is coming exclusively from this game. So Aerial Knights Never Yield, man, I definitely recommend this game. It's not like, if I had to put a score on it, I would definitely give it easily 8.5 out of 10. I think the game is $5 or so. It's wonderful gameplay. Like I said, it's accessible. Anyone can pick up and play this game, and it also has challenges available for those who are more experienced and want to give themselves more of a challenge. The gameplay loop is fun. The soundtrack is amazing, and the visual work is pretty dope as well. It's a dope game, and I don't really have much negative to say about it. I mean, I don't believe any game is perfect. I'm not the biggest fans of on rails or speed runs, but I feel like this game does enough to invite players of all kind to this genre, and allows the player to make it its own. And I feel like it has enough content to keep buyers really entertained and satisfied. So Aerial Knight, Xbox One, PS4, PS5, Xbox Series X and S, PC. It's available today. Hope you guys enjoyed this review, and I hope you guys enjoy the game, and I definitely recommend you guys picking it up. I think it's dope. That's all I got for you guys today. As always, Xbox is the best box. I am the best bot. Good night or good morning if you're on the other side of the globe. Talk to you soon.